to talk about the problem with free. The problem with free. A lot of times, we go into situations and we want to learn as much as we can for as little as possible. And I'm there with you. But when I began to take myself seriously and really want to, like, literally couldn't sleep at night, and I was like, I got to get to next. Everything that I wanted had a price to it. And eventually, you know what I started to say to myself? I started to say, Gabby, you're worth it. Gabby, you're worth this service that costs $50, right? Gabby, you're worth this service that costs, one of them was like $20. And I was on the fence about depositing something for myself so that I could be better. I mean, just think about the idea that you can't give yourself the gift of a service. Like, there's something drastically wrong with that. Not wanting to move forward, on the fence, going back and forth, clicking on the page, clicking back off. This was me. So I'm here with you. But I began to get over that by two ways. I start to push back on imposter syndrome. How I do that, I work on my dreams every single day. There was a voice inside of me that said, you're not a real estate investor. That's not who you are. You work in nonprofit, right? You work in community spaces. And I had to work on real estate investing every single day. From the time I woke up to the time I went to bed, I had to consume investing strategies. Eventually, when I began to come out of all of these books and all of these seminars, I said, okay, I want to go deeper in strategy that are working for people that look like me, because it will be different, right? Dave Ramsey doesn't work for me. Grant Cardone doesn't work for me. I want to find women and men that look like me, that are doing what I'm doing. And so I had to start paying for those services, but I was reluctant to do so. And I began to push past that by working on myself every single day and quieting imposter syndrome by doing that. But also telling myself I was worthy of a $50 course. I'm worthy of that. I'm worth that. I've spent that on less things, right? But the real problem with free is that you haven't given a deposit on the very thing that God is telling you to do. So we know that when you put a seed in the ground, fruit will come up. It's inevitable if you water it right? And so if I give you this seed, all you got to do is plant it, and then fruit is going to come up, but you want the seed for free. And so there's something that happens in the marketplace when you walk around and ask for stuff for free at Walmart or Schnucks. It's not going to happen. So I challenge you to ask yourself, why do I want to DM Gabby to death? This is personal to me because I'm getting hundreds of DMs and they're good questions and I love them all. But when I say book a call, you're reluctant. And so that's really about you and not me. You have to feel worthy of giving yourself this $17 gift or this $27 gift. And so I just push back on my people that are struggling with imposter syndrome. I push back and I give you the gift of freedom from that. I give you the gift of pivoting. I used to be in medicine, or I used to be in science, or I used to be in daycare, and now I want to pivot, but I don't really have an identity with that. I'm giving you the tools today for pennies on the dollar, but more importantly, I'm giving you permission to pivot. I'm giving you permission to change your mind about who you were, and now you want to do something differently, and that's okay, right? And so, please, be respectful of people's time. A lot of my homegirls that are service providers, we talk about this all the time, the gripes with hundreds of DMs. People come on disrespectfully, people come on respectfully, but you want a lot of information, but you don't want to make a deposit. And so I just challenge you to make a deposit on yourself and your dreams. You are worthy. You're worthy of wealth. You're worthy of love. Don't even let yourself talk you out of what's next for you. Peace, y'all.